Hello, everyone, and welcome. It's been 5 years. 5 years of this podcast. No, that's not true. 5 years of the Consouls. And we're all here. Thank you for joining us for this very special edition available for everybody of the Kick On. I'm joined by, let's go this way.
Who's there?
Who's there?
It's Mark. It's Mark.
Hi, it's me. We don't know the orientation. It's me.
Because
Hi.
Tim's up for me.
Nah, that's
Yeah,
wrong.
same.
Mark's there. Get out of there, Tim. Hello, Mark.
Hello, what's up?
And then Tim.
Hi guys, how you going?
And then Julian.
What's up, everyone? How's everyone going? We're all sick today,
Yeah, well,
I think.
And I'm Gamra, and someone in an email called me the J-Man, and it was the first interaction I'd ever had with them. So I feel really
J-Man.
violated, right? That shouldn't be your opener. That's not an opener, right? You don't open with J-Man. It should be at least Mr. J-Man or something.
What was this email for?
It was like, I'm not going to get too far into it, but it's like someone who wanted a collab, and they sort of like hit us up, and I hit them back up, and they're like, yo, thanks, J-Man. We'll keep in touch. I'm like, whoa. All right. Yeah, we probably will, but we probably will.
That's it.
Also, to answer, I do not live in a closet. I swear this is a room. It's just my room is a complete mess, so I don't film from there.
All right, let's
do
do a
not
top
want-
3, bottom 3 of rooms in this Discord call. Mark top 1. Look at that table. Look
Yeah,
at
no,
that table.
You're ignoring
Yeah.
the rest of the garbage around me. It's just the table that's
Nah.
holding it down.
You look like you have
The
infinite
table-
space in there, man. How many people can you
No.
fit in there? Like 40? What's the
40?
most people you've
No.
had in your apartment? If you had to guess, how many people have you had in your apartment at one time?
Probably about 8, and it was very, very tight. Yeah. Do not recommend.
I had 4 in here once, and I like went for a walk just to like get out because I'm like, nah, this is not. It's a 2K. They do like housing here by like 1. Then they have like letters like D L K. I know the K is kitchen. L probably means better luck next time because this place is small. I don't know, but it's 2, and that's the important thing there. The number 2, because that's how many people you should have in a Japanese sized apartment with a 2 next to it. 2. But yeah. What's that? I mean, 5 years. 5 years. I'm going to check the notes. I want to see how many videos we have because that's an important metric. 5
We have
years.
too many.
Too many.
Should be 27 times. No, 26 times 5
I
at
reckon
least.
we have like 150.
All right, 150. Mark, what's your guess? Oh.
Da, da,
Excuse, subscribe with the
da,
birthday
da, da.
subscription. No, the other one. The da-da-da-da-da-da. We're going to talk about the video
Oh,
later.
okay.
No, we're not. Are we?
We can.
Yeah,
I
we
think
could.
so. Anyway, thanks
Leave it
XQ
alone.
for the 20 months in a row. That's 2-0.
Jeez, man.
That's 4
Wow.
consoles if months were years.
Checks out.
Anyway,
Yes, that checks out. That's math.
so 150. Someone said 150. What are the other guesses?
I say 180.
What are we guessing now? Sorry.
Number of
Lost the
videos
train.
Number-
on the internet that involve us, specifically on
Ah.
youtube.com/theconsolesband.
I'll lowball then. 130.
130. Oh God. Oh. You know what? I'll get back to it you got on that one because this new YouTube dashboard is terrible. So, speaking of videos, let's talk about our latest video, Conquest from Fire Emblem Awakening. First of all, quick show of hands. Who's played Fire Emblem Awakening? I have.
Oh, I have. Yeah.
No.
It was-
Am I the only one? Wow.
Mark, you're not missing anything. Look, my feelings of Fire Emblem are well documented on this podcast. We had what? This is episode 5? Also, Tim's camera said, how good is that? He's just got his hand up. Who smells? Oh, damn it. It changed. It changed.
Oh,
He just
man.
wanted to let you know. He wanted to let you know.
Sorry,
So this
guys,
is what,
I don't know what's
episode
going on.
4, 5?
4?
Anyway,
DQ,
Fire Emblem
guys.
smells, and the number of videos is 312.
300.
But
What?
that's including like all the Like that's like there's not 312 public videos. That's like 312 like streams, Patreon videos, as well as some future videos that I need to tag, and hopefully don't just automatically get pushed out. So yeah, Fire Emblem Conquest. What's it called? Awake Conquest. That was a good video.
That was fun.
We were talking about this before, like I think the day it went live. I want everyone in the chat and everyone listening to go back and watch the video again. You don't have to listen if you didn't like it. That's fine. Just go watch the video with the framework of this was probably the last one of, if not the last video we did for that shoot, and everyone is very tired, and you'll have a very different perspective of everyone's faces during that entire shoot.
Just look at us now, and
maybe I'll put a little bit up for like you guys can't follow along, but I might put a little bit up for this to the stream here. And what's it? Conquest, the Consouls. There we go. I'm gonna throw a little bit up for the chat while we talk about it. Yeah, it's like I messaged the guy who did the video for us, Jason. I'm like, can you remember what time we filmed this? And he goes, yeah, maybe. Why? I'm like, why are all our eyes closed? Like what's going on? He's like, oh, and then you check the timestamps on the video. He's like, oh yeah, it's like super late. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. That makes heaps of sense. Anyway, I've got the video playing. Yeah, like I guess you could say it's valid for all the SMJ2 videos, but this was like what time did we wrap? Like 2 or 3 o'clock some nights. Like it got really late.
Yeah. And this I think was third day, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because we weren't as ready. I think we weren't as ready with this, or it was like one of our harder ones to like nail.
Yeah, it was more the arrangement from memory. Like we were finalizing how we should tie it together, and like, yeah. And then we added the key change, I think. Was that? Yeah, I can't remember. I just remember it being a very like, this is all right, but it's kind of missing something, so we need to do something to it.
It's usually an ending. It's usually missing an ending.
Yeah, 90% of the time, that's usually our arrangements. Like, wow, this is a really cool concept.
Please subscribe to our Patreon at the Platinum tier so that you can be a part of Super Monthly Jam and just only request endings. Like, not ending themes, just like how to end a tune. Because we can't, like, that is like probably 7 out of 10 tracks on this album is that, like, that had that problem.
Yeah, no, I think that math is fair.
I can't even, like, think of... Can you think of one track that's either been released or not that, like, we had an ending going into the studio? Or we're like, nah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Happy Kingdom, that's the only...
No, that wasn't even... That was I don't think that was 100% planned out until we were in the studio. Because we had toyed with ideas from memory. Like the 20th Century Fox, like, big band, or not band, marching band kind of style.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then it was just kind of like, oh, how are we going to end this? And I think we just decided we're just going to end it like on the head, and that's it.
Oh, we did. And then the camera went, whoa, like just up into the sky.
Yeah.
Oh, from Tim's back, was it? Was it Tim's back? Was it the Tim back shot?
I'm gonna check.
I think so. I can't remember.
Anyway,
I just
you guys
remember
get the picture here. Everyone is very tired, and it's kind of funny. Hello, Happy Kingdom Consouls.
Hi.
All right. Let's go.
Yeah, it was a...
We have to get the tech for you guys to see this in future. But all right, there's Julian looking at Tim. Camera looks at Tim at the saxophone. Tim's looking at someone like, please end. Oh no, just faded to black. Just faded to black on
No, that was a fade to black.
Faded to black on Tim, yep.
Jeez. Anyway, 5 years. Let's talk about some of the highlights. I have a low light, but I don't know if we want to start with those.
Why not?
Can we start? I'd like to start with, it's not one specific video. Actually, no, it is going to be one specific video. I'd like to start with In the Bar.
Okay, I'll pull it up.
Because there are so many like video things that happen in it. I don't know if people...
So in the bar, was released on October 27th, 2014. Oh god, oh.
Yeah, man.
I know you
Started
guys
near
can't
the
see this,
beginning.
but I just want you to know that the title card for this is a grey background with a Streets of Rage 2 logo. Just, everyone just really soak that in for a minute.
Was that the ceiling as well? It was the ceiling,
Yeah,
wasn't
that
it?
was the ceiling. That was the
That
ceiling.
that like
With the camera
went down
tilting
to
down.
Dean.
Oh, look at that font, ladies and gentlemen. Just really, really appreciate that font. I really just want you to soak
Sorry.
that in.
I'm
And
just getting delivered food.
some other things like I know. Sorry, this is for like the band. You're gonna have to come with me on this journey, but I just want to point out a few things about this. Notice that I've upvoted the video on my personal account, which we all did and probably still continue to do when we remember for a good long period of time. Should we go through the comment section as well? Like, see if there are any bangers.
Oh, I think there are some bangers.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Especially from Rob Jazz.
Oh, Rob Jazz.
Who's Rob Jazz?
Wasn't that Dean? Wasn't that Dean's account?
That was Dean's account.
Yeah, that was Dean's account. It's like, well,
Oh, that was
it can't be Dean. My name can't be Dean, and I like jazz. So, Rob. Does he have a friend called Rob? I bet he does.
maybe.
There's a guy left a comment called Yuzo Boy. Maybe it's Yuzo Koshiro. I bet it's not, but it might be.
He's a Yuzo fan for sure.
Oh, he is too. He's like uploaded a bunch of like Genesis and like he does a whole bunch of like Sega remixes. So good on him, I guess. Yeah, so we recorded this at Dean's house, right? We did the whole first EP. It's the ceiling. You're right. It's the ceiling. Oh my god. Okay,
Yeah,
so
man.
have we all
OG.
watched the first 20 seconds of that video? Should we really unpack fading through the living room ceiling into the kitchen? What a stylistic choice we went with. That was wow.
At this point, I don't think any of the video shots were our decisions.
Oh no, and which is why I should
No.
really stop. But it's just too funny. Like everyone's looking down. Like Julian's head is like below his keyboard, and look at that posture. Look at that posture. Look at this. Look at these haircuts. Look at everything about this. Look at his music stands. Where are the iPads at, boys?
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Hey,
my
I didn't get
heck.
on the iPad live till much later.
Are we still live?
Oh, whoops! I had the wrong shot up. Anyway, my mistake. Anyway, there you go. Everyone can see it now. So, what else like stuck out about this shoot? So Anthony was there for some portion of it, wasn't he?
Yes, he was there for our very first tune that got released
Right.
on the channel,
Yeah, well-
which was the Mario one. What's the actual name of it?
Swole theme, athletic theme.
No, that wasn't the first one. The first one
was?
was
It was
it was. Oh yeah, it is athletic theme. Sorry, I'm thinking like
the first one on our
happened?
channel.
yeah. Nah, I forgot. It has a different name. That's right. Yeah, in my mind.
The
'Cause I
first
call it
five
something
were
else.
like athletic, pallet town, in the bar,
Mm.
Not Peloton.
town theme,
Oh,
town
no,
theme,
yeah,
town theme. You're right.
Town theme. Yeah, fun. Yeah.
Athletic theme, town theme, in the bar,
Cycling.
cycling,
Mm.
and
Oh, trivia. Shy Guy Beach.
what was it?
Shy Guy Beach.
Oh,
That wasn't
yeah,
the
yeah,
order,
yeah.
but that was Consouls 1-1.
Yes, that is.
Yeah, that was a weird shoot. Without mentioning any names, we had some really weird, like some people who came to that. Oh no, that was the next shoot. We only did two shoots at Dean's house, and it was the second
Yes.
shoot where we had some help. That was like, I mean, you're here, but like, are you here?
Mm.
No,
So-
we had help the first shoot.
We did have help the first shoot. I believe you can see the help in one of the
You
videos.
can-
I
Oh,
thought it
you
was in the
totally
bar.
can.
Spot the help.
What the hell?
No, okay. In one of the first five here, you'll find someone that you probably haven't seen in the videos. Shout outs
I
to
don't
people.
remember.
Was it like an ending? It was either an ending or an opening. I can't remember which.
No, it's in the middle. I
Oh.
know this because I ended up editing this early on.
Oh, good. That's right. You edited videos at one point. You were the first video editor. Then it
Mhm.
was my job.
Wow.
Now it's
What a
now
time.
it's a real video person's job.
Now it's someone who has the expertise to do it.
Yeah, someone who doesn't have to Google the same two Adobe Premiere commands every time they open Premiere. But yeah, that was like the second shoot we did because technically the EP was the first one, right?
Oh,
Mm.
when was it?
I think we already had the EP recorded by that point before we did the videos.
Yeah, the EP was I think recorded August, September of 2013, released February. Maybe.
Yes, it was released
That's right.
February.
Because we actually had a gig for it as well.
Yeah, Feb 9, wasn't it?
Feb
I
9
feel
at
like
the
it was February
Vanguard.
9. Yeah, before
Wow.
it closed down and changed names.
Is it back now?
Oh man,
What's it called?
is it
It's back to the
Lead Belly?
Vanguard.
Oh, it's back to the Vanguard.
It went to Lead Belly and then it went back.
Yeah, right. Hot damn.
That is probably the second best gig that I've ever seen at the Vanguard. The first one being Joseway's EP launch, which is like still we'll talk. If you don't know who Joseway is, we'll talk about him because he comes up in another video. But that EP launch was like one of the best gigs I have ever been to. And anyway, that has very little to do with us except that we were on that stage before that point. And I guess technically half the people in this Discord call were actually on that gig too, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right.
I think it's been the four of us for most of the stuff.
Mm.
Dean did some of the lives. The only time we ever had all six of us was Ted.
Oh yeah, the TED Talk.
Oh, wow.
Oh wait, didn't we have all 6 of us in another video? Oh, we're talking
Me,
live
Plaza.
gigs.
Oh,
Me,
we're talking
Plaza.
live gigs.
Live gigs. Yeah, nah, it was Ted. That's the only time we've had all 6. Yeah.
Man, if you haven't seen the TED Talk, you should go watch the TED Talk because all right, let's really talk TED. If I look up TEDx the Consouls, let's see if it comes up. It does. It'll totally comes up. You guys did a TED Talk. Well, that really depends on how liberally you want to use the words TED and talk. So, Tim, you were our contact. You were our contact for this one, right? So, you got us the gig through however you got us the gig.
Cool. We don't need to go.
No, we don't need to go. We don't need to go now. We were approached and it said, "Do you want to do a TED Talk?" And we said, were they the exact words that we used? Was it like, "Do you want to do a TED Talk?"
The exact words were, "Oh, hey, so I'm doing like the music for TEDx Macquarie, and we need acts. Do you want to be on it?" So I
What
was
does that
like,
mean?
"Yeah, sure."
What does that mean? What does that mean? Does that mean like in between the actual performers, you're going to play like interim music while they like do a shot of the stage and the crew come back on? What does that mean? Doesn't mean anything.
It mean, yeah, I know, right? So wait, who asked you guys to do a TED Talk?
A friend of the band.
Yes, let's leave it at that. A friend of the band. Yes.
Friend of the band.
Well, to be more specific, a friend of mine. Yeah, we don't need to go into the story. Anyway,
I'm just gonna play the TED Talk. It's so good.
we did a TED Talk, and oh god,
It's titled
it was exciting.
"If Mario Played the Saxophone."
Yeah, Tim, let's go, Mario.
Yeah. Oh, am I also wearing one of our not to be released shirts in that video?
Let's check. I think you are. Oh, you are. You
I have it
totally
back.
are. You totally are.
I have a story. I have a funny story about the shirts on that particular day as well.
Look,
What happened to the
everybody
shirt?
is looking at each other. Even while we're doing the TED Talk, no one has any idea what we're doing. Oh, okay, Julian's playing probably Zelda. That seems like a good fallback. We don't know what we're doing. Just quick, play Zelda. Quick, do it.
Oh man, so many things went wrong on that day.
Oh, it was so good. But yeah, to sort of get back into the context of this stupid gig, they're like, "Come do music for the TED Talk for TEDx." So we're like, "All right, do we prepare speeches? Are we talking? What's going on?" So we get told nothing because we're a very small piece of a much bigger puzzle. Then we get to our dress rehearsal and we're what, like 2-3 minutes in, and they're like, stop, stop, stop. Why are you talking? We're like, uh, uh.
That's what TEDx is.
Yeah, like our mate
It's
just
called
comes.
TED Talk.
She comes on the stage. She got a clip on. She's like, "Stop, stop! Why are you talking?" And we all just kind of look at each other. And go, what do you? It's TED. They're TED Talks, not TED Jazz. Like,
This
what do you
is-
want? What do you want? That's Anthony on guitar. For those of you wondering, Anthony,
OG.
the
OG
OG
Anthony.
guitar. Mark on
Yeah,
the
man.
octopad playing. Looks probably
God
crotchets.
knows what.
I don't know.
God knows what.
So
Playing
Oh,
dumb.
good.
I remember we walked off that stage after the dress rehearsal. We didn't get through everything because they're like, stop, figure it out. And then we just got like escorted out. So we're sitting outside this hall. We're on like the side of some ramp somewhere. And we're like, what was wrong? What do they want more? So they want less talking. Clearly they want less talking, but what? Do we just play more Mario? And I think that's what we ended up settling on. More Mario, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
We
then
got-
there was
we-
like
we
something
did,
with Julian's pedal, right? There was something with your pedal.
Here's the same pedals reverse.
It was in reverse polarity because we set it up the day before. It was fine, and then I think back then I don't know what pedal I had, but then I was full stressing on the on the gig, and I was like, Tim, the pedal doesn't work, and Tim didn't understand what I was saying because we're on stage. Because he's like,
Yeah.
what section do you mean? The pedal. The pedal.
That's
So I'm trying to find the comment of because the sound guy actually went into the chat because everyone's like the mix sucks, bad mix, whatever, blah blah blah. And the sound guy actually, I was looking for the comment where the sound guy came in and said, "Sorry, it's my fault," but instead I found a comment titled, "The main saxophone is my sax teacher," with 5 up thumbs, and we're gonna make it 6.
oh, I forgot about that comment.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was our TED talk. Please stop
Yeah, it's
talking.
pretty good. if you've got 15 minutes of your life that you want to waste, then by all means watch it.
I think it's worth the watch. It's so good. Look how much fun everyone's
But-
having.
5 years later, and now we're talking for a podcast.
That's right.
Oh, this is so funny. Anyway, that was definitely a high point. Like even though like 5 years, 36,000 views later, I'm sure like you bet I'm putting that in every single bio we send to every gig from now until the end of time. That we did it.
Yeah,
We talked at a TED talk. But yeah, that was our TED talk. Anyone else got any other high points? Because that was right up
We
there.
just choose not to link it in the bio. We did a TED talk. That's all you need to know.
You know, like talking about high points, in our first year, we got pretty lucky. Like, our very first video got shared by Nord Keyboard Australia.
Yeah.
Day 1 or day 2. Yeah.
And that was like
And then-
Father's Day. That was like some random holiday. And then Julian called me. He's like, "Why do we have 3,000 views on this video?" I'm like, you had the YouTube channel. I don't have a YouTube channel. Why do we have 3,000 views on the video?" And then Nord found it. I don't know how they found
And
it,
then-
but they did.
Yeah. But they did, and they shared it. And that was like, wow, we got so many views so quickly, guys.
It's happening. Hollywood.
And then that was like,
I think
didn't we have like Zelda Informer and all those big Zelda? Like anytime we did
Yeah.
Zelda, woo!
that was the year of Zelda Informer. And that was also, I don't know if we want to talk about this video or not, Ken's theme.
Ken's theme.
Talk about it.
Ken's theme. That's a theme and a half. But that was also the year Ken's theme got shared by
Sure, you
who's
can.
the Street Fighter? Yeah.
But
it
a
got
lot of
shared by Tom
personalities.
Oh yeah, a lot of people like it made it to Shoryuken, and then a bunch of people picked it up because back then, like, I guess it was before social media had like completely taken over everyone as their main source of like news. So we got The first time we made it to that website, it like tripled or quadrupled our views, and then every time it got shared after that, it got like lesser and lesser as the sort of like that bubble of how things got shared sort of changed. Like Zelda Informer, whenever that Zelda Informer picked us up, it was like it would shoot. Whenever Shoryuken picked us up, it would shoot, and then as things started to change, that meant less and less. But for us that year, it was like whenever we got shared by anything, it was like a massive spike.
Yeah. Yeah, Ken's theme was like one of our first videos to crack 60,000 plus views, I think, from memory. I just remember it being like a banger of a video in terms of views.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like deep down, we're always like, oh, Ken's theme. So it's the one that we want to re-record. I don't know what. Yeah, we just didn't
I
feel
didn't
it.
play on it, so
So I can tell you
bad.
exactly what happened because obviously that was the one that like I think that probably hurt me the most out of everyone, right? So this was
yeah,
Consoles
I was
1-2. We did 6 tracks in one day. And
Yeah, right.
we did 6 tracks because there are some other stories from this album, like Court Begins, Lazy Afternoons. We did 6 tracks on this one day. And I distinctly remember myself saying, we came off, I was like, oh, whatever, it's one video. Like, what are the odds that this is the one that gets picked up?
Ha ha ha.
116,000 views.
yeah.
I think
You
it's
were
like
the
our
least
second or third biggest.
I remember there would be times we went to do some conventions around Australia, and like Gamma would be talking to someone, and first let's say like Ryu's theme or some loud song was going on, and he's like having a conversation. Oh yeah. We play jazz in Sydney, and then Ken's theme would go on, and then he's like, I'll be right back. He went to the phone and like changed the song.
Yeah.
There are a
Remember
couple
that.
of really good
Oh.
convention songs like that. Town's theme was always the good one of like, hang on, what's this song? It's like, it's been 20 minutes and it's not over. It must be Town theme.
Yeah. Oh man.
But yeah, that was like a very good lesson to sort of be happy with the product in sort of whatever state it's in before you upload it. I think the first time we ever missed an upload was when we actually learnt this lesson. Was it the first time we went down to Paris Cat?
Oh,
What was
maybe.
the timing on that? For Sunlith and Midners, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, would have been.
I know we definitely missed those uploads, but I can't remember when they were. I think it was maybe the first Paris Cat trip down.
That sounds right.
For those of you unaware, Paris Cat's a venue in Melbourne. Yeah. I think, yeah. And that was because, so Sunlith originally had a vocalist, and then we re-recorded that. And then Midners, Gams, you were
Shocking
unhappy
key.
with
It was one of those like, it was just one of those. It was one of those tunes that were like, I think we were really stretched for time with both of them. No, maybe we didn't even do it on the same day because we recorded them at Tim's place. I think the first time, and I remember we were we were stretched very thin. Like we had gear we had to run for. We started late. I think we made bad lunch decisions as we always do, and we were just not happy with how it ended up. But instead of Ken's theme being like, oh, we'll just throw it up, whatever, we said, no, let's actually just miss an upload and like let it be.
I think both of them was like the issue was just we didn't have the right keys for the songs. That ended up being the case for Sunlith, but in the end we ended up just doing it as a instrumental anyway, and that became a banger.
Yeah, but you know what happened with Sunlith as well? I'm so annoyed. I'm not happy with the version that's up because I don't know if you guys remember, but the take that we did actually like, I don't know, I think something happened to your Logic, and then it just like we didn't have the complete audio track. So then like we were like, yes, this is the take, this is freaking awesome, and then it was just like, oh, so that didn't completely record. I guess we have to record it again.
I completely forgot about that.
I remember that because I hate my playing on that version of Sunlith. My solo is absolutely like trashed here in comparison to like the other recording. Not that like it would have been that much better, but I was much happier with the take that got lost than the take that got uploaded. But by this point, we were like, what, like 8 takes in or something, because we, including the vocalist takes. And I was just like, nah, I can't be bothered. This is it. I'm done. See you later.
Where did we implement the 2-take rule? Because for those that don't know, somewhere along the way we implemented this thing of like, all right, you get 2, maximum 3 takes to get a song done, because otherwise the energy just dips.
I feel like
Year 3 or something.
nah. I think it was year 2. I reckon it was year
Quite
2.
Yeah, it was quite early. I think we noticed that pattern earlier on. And then we
Yeah.
just made it was when we put the big boy pants on, like when we started upping our game in terms of like video and audio quality. We're like, nah, okay, we're big boys now. We can do this in 3 takes max, and that gives you like, it gave us the pressure, right? You get a good take out. Well, I find anyway.
It's funny, like a lot of our recent things that we've done in the studio, there's been either, okay, with the exception of SMJ2, but I remember for Game and Jazz, there's a lot of like first take bangers. We're like, nah, yeah, it's this, because like the energy was just like we just went in hard straight away.
Yeah.
That was also the most prepared we've ever been for anything. That also helped. We were pretty prepared for Game and Jazz.
Yeah, the arrangements were done super early.
Yeah, that in comparison to SMJ2, holy moly, the prep was so different. So different.
I think it was just like, but what helped with Game and Jazz is that we had a whole year hiatus, and then in that time, it's like, oh well, may as well just go hard and invest into all this, and we were pretty pumped from the studio. Whereas SMJ2, I think is also like the turnaround time was super tight. Like in between Game and Jazz and SMJ2, there wasn't that much time.
Oh, 100%, 100%. It was completely different. It's completely different leading into either one. Like prior to Game and Jazz, it was like, we've been doing Chronicles for a little while. Gamra's coming to town. Let's just like let's make this worthwhile. And Gamra's coming down for a couple of weeks. Let's record an album and make it happen.
Actually, I'm gonna rebuttal. You like we were prepared, but for different reasons. We were so like we got hit with so many hurdles. We're like half the songs on Game and Jazz were not supposed to happen, and the lineups were completely different.
Yeah, that's also true.
So we had a few fallbacks.
Yeah, we did. For the should we talk about that here? Like for those of you that are aware of the track listing on Game of Jazz, the ones that weren't meant to be and the ones that were.
They were meant to be.
I don't think we should.
How about that?
Yeah, there was meant to be quite a few vocals actually.
So it was meant to be a 12-track thing. We cut the 2 vocal tracks because of, I think it was illness, and then we like sort of scrambled to get the rest of them in line. You were actually like, so one of those tunes is being recorded as for not with the same vocals, with a different vocalist. In fact, are both of them being? Hang on, what was the other tune? One of them is being done. I can't remember the other one.
I remember the other one, but like I'm not sure if I should like. Can we talk about it?
Well, let's not give the exact name of the tune, but I'm pretty sure it's from Kingdom Hearts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh right, that's right. That was another one we tried to keep. We tried to repurpose it because Kingdom Hearts typically does really well, but we just couldn't figure it out. We haven't figured it out yet. How about that?
Yeah. Is there going to be another album with the vocal tracks? Probably not.
Not anytime soon.
Yeah. Also, that not just the vocal tracks we lost for Game and Jazz. One of another musician was hit with illness too. So there were some tracks that were meant to have guitar, and then we had to can a couple of those and replace them with other tracks.
Yeah. But like Game and Jazz turned out to be real. Like it turned out pretty good in the end.
Time.
Yeah.
And a lot of those tunes are actually going to come out in another form anyway, so you're not actually missing all that much, and what you got was pretty good. If you haven't heard Game and Jazz, it's pretty good.
Yeah. It's all right.
Sponsored ad.
Is it self-sponsored? Does that count? Oh, look at this fish-eyed GoPro. Oh no! Can we throw that thing out?
We still have it?
Do we still have it? I haven't seen that thing for a long time.
Oh no!
I think I have it. somewhere.
The
It's
GoPro
probably
that
like
never won.
This video is not even 2 years old. That's the scary part. It was like right before I left that this thing was uploaded.
Wait, which video?
Oh, sorry, we're watching Infinite Azure because I got sick of watching Ken's theme.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah.
That
The
was
GoPro
another
has
high
the-
point for me. That and I think Sharp Eyes. For a long time, they
Oh,
were
Sharp
like my two favorite videos.
Yeah, Sharp Eyes is
Mm.
for sure one of my favorites.
Mm.
Yeah.
So we got Jono on for that one. Was that his first appearance? No, Crystal Snail was his first. Then Sharp Eyes.
Crizzy Snail. Crizzy Snail. What
Yeah.
a banger. That was cool. Where were
I'm
you,
a-
Julian? You were
America.
away. Ah, yes. That's right. Yeah.
But Crizzy and then Weight of the World as well. I was away.
Oh, I also like that too. I also
Me
like
too.
that tune. Yeah. I'd like to do
Small-
another one like that.
Just one more Jono.
Yeah,
Jono.
that's in the pipeline. So that's exciting.
Yeah.
Um,
I hope we cover the tunes that I sent him a list of stuff that I'd like to do,
oh hell yeah!
and we'll see what comes out. Spoiler alert: one of them's from OG Fantasy Star on GameCube.
Woo!
I'm super keen for that one. Super keen.
Mad. Yeah. There's there's a lot happening now. Even if like it's cool because like there's always so many times I just be like, oh man, we're working on no, just wait, it'll come. We're working on stuff.
But so I think Sharp Eyes was like getting back to that one, getting on the topic of Jono. I think that was one of the last ones that I edited, and we're looking at this lovely foreshot of me playing the big cello, like quite literally. I remember it was about like so Jono was in what's
Korea.
it called? Korea at the time, and Julian sent me the like guitar, like just the raw video of the guitar solo. And I swear to God, the first time I heard that solo, I like made an audible noise that woke up half of my house because it was like, holy crap, it fits so well. I don't know how, we got to get him to talk about like how he just conceived that solo because it just fits so well. Blew me away the first time I heard it.
Yeah.
Actually, how he got into the band as well is a fun. Sorry, what were you saying, Tim?
I was just gonna say that solo. Oh man, at one point I could like sing it note for note. I'd listened to it that many times. It was it was good.
The camera quality here, it's like there's such a stark difference between every shot. It's so funny. We're so budget. We've come so far. It's just like budget to like beautiful in like 2 years.
The story about Jono getting into the band, like I think out of everyone here, Gamra, you're the last. Like you hadn't met Jono yet before. Like you literally met him when he rocked up to rehearsal, right?
I'm trying to think when I actually met him. What rehearsal would that have been?
It would have been at your house, I believe.
Did Jono
I
just
feel
like
like
show
it
up to
was-
my house one day? That's a very Consouls thing to do. Just invite someone to somebody else's house when the two of them have never met. I can't recall actually when I met Jono. I don't know.
Okay, so in my mind, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure it was like I was telling, because like Mark and Tim and Anthony that all played with Jono before, and I was telling Gamra, oh, there's this guitarist. He's come to our gigs. Or maybe you met him at a gig when he came to watch.
That sounds like
Potentially. And I was like, yeah, he's really keen, and it'd be cool to like get him around. And Gary was like, yeah, all right. We had this residency at Play Bar, this venue in Sydney, and
R.I.P.
yeah, rest in peace. But I remember, I told John, oh look, there's a few charts here. You could probably play some of these songs. Just come down for rehearsal, see how you feel. There's no pressure. You don't have to like sit in if you feel like it. Then he rocks up to Gamra's house, and like we had. Back then we had set lists, of like tune, and not so much these days. But we had a set list, and he rocked up to the rehearsal, and I remember we were just playing some of the first few tunes, and like he wasn't playing with charts, where all of us were like reading charts, and he like knew what he was doing, and he added stuff already, like from the get go. He was already adding stuff that just added to the like the 4 piece or whatever. And I remember turning around to Gamra, and Gamra was like, "Yeah, keep him. He could stay."
Poor Jono. I really feel like he didn't know what to make of me the first 300 times he met me. Some might say he still doesn't know what to do with me to this day.
That sounds about right.
Should we talk about another dumb tune? There are so many. We could talk about so many dumb. Like, just go back and pick any video, and you just walk away with more questions than answers. But what I
Oppressed
kind of
people.
wanted to touch on was the
Oh.
Pokemon theme with Jizway.
Jizway.
All these years, I've never heard that one. Wow.
Whose way? Whose way? Jizway.
Hoseway. Notice again.
If you want to remember his name, just think how much does a hose weigh?
Again, I want everyone to notice in the video here the upvote by members of the band. Please don't report us to the YouTube police. So this is a funny one because this video was really good. This is the first time. So the guy who did all the video for SMJ2, Jason, he came and did this one as like a thing for us. We're all in nice suits.
Except
We
me.
have like a family. I don't know. Julian had this like family, like a picture thing lying
Photo
around.
frame.
We went and printed out some Pokemon and put them in there. That was nice. And then like some sort of stuff happened around this video that was sort of a bummer, but ended up working out in our favor. Without mentioning names, should we go into that story a little bit of sort of what happened here?
I'm not even sure which story.
Okay,
Go on.
So this story, there is a top 100 YouTube channel. So again, if you're really,
Sorry.
you probably already know who it is if you've been following long enough. That a couple members in the band were actually following at the time. In fact, I know Dean was the one who alerted it to me, and they used cycling for an ad read, without consenting us. And like we were getting a little bit of traffic, but then on the video we weren't credited. It was for an ad read, and like we just didn't hear anything back. Like I contacted them through all their methods. Of course, they're silent. Oh, look at Anthony using his guitar like a gun. It's cute. That's so cute.
I'm pretty sure that was Jason directions as well.
Yeah, like the way we shot this, he had one camera, and then we had a whole bunch of post shots. So if you go watch this video with see, look, there's a subscriber dance with Josue and Tim. All of these shots are done in post. It's really funny. Like, look at me, I'm jamming out. It's like, mate, there's no background music here. I'm just moving my head. This is so cheesy. But to get back to the story, we didn't hear back from him, so we copyright strike them because we're idiots and we're like 20 years old. We don't know what we're doing. So the 4 point whatever million fans, probably more actually, attacked. They attacked our latest video. You know what the latest video was? This one. That had all our production value, like everything that should have gone like hectic, and we're just getting attacked because some man-child like didn't want to credit us in his video. We would have given it to him for free. We just wanted a link in the description. And I remember he said something along the lines of like, oh, my editor's dad passed away and his cat got run over by like the dad that passed away or something. And it was like, can you just like, just accept responsibility? And he went radio silent while like we were getting attacked. This video was getting attacked. But then what actually happened was for the next like 2 years, people would click on the video and go, well, hang on, like, why is this dislike ratio so bad? And now it's actually like normal again because people will click on it and go, hang on, this ain't right. And but that was the first time we sort of like butt heads with someone on YouTube because we were idiots and didn't know how to properly handle it. But also, why are you putting our music in your ads, bro? We don't want to sell your like energy drink chair. Just don't worry about it.
Actually, I remember when we were getting the initial hate comments, because sometimes some of the comment, like we deleted most of the comments, but some of the hate comments, they're like, some of them were pretty brutal, but then they'd be like, yeah, you guys suck, but you make pretty good music. I don't know why you guys are getting hated so much. Like people would backtrack. Oh, it's a shame that you guys did that because your music's good. I'm gonna subscribe now.
Let me see if I can find any. It was Man, I'm seeing some names of people who would comment on every video. Some of them which are still around today, but Doodle comment, who is this guy? He's got the Doodle jump icon in his picture, and his name is Doodle _ comments. Yeah, no, I think most of it seems to be gone. Again, another comment from Tim's student, which will never get old. I don't know why there are so many Tim students in these videos. So sometimes I'll be streaming, like I'll be playing Fantasy Star, like, hello, Tim is my saxophone teacher. Have a good day.
Oh god, man! Like honestly, the internet's great, but it's also not great too. Because my last name, to anyone out there, if you want to Google my name, I am so findable on the internet. It's so bad. It is so bad. But it just is what it is. I don't know. My last name is not very common. So students used to tell me, "Oh, so I Googled you the other day." I'm like, "Oh, because that's normal." Cool.
Come on, you did that. And we all did that with our teachers.
I don't know, man. I don't think I was like. I'm just trying to think far out. I don't know if I ever did, to be honest. But yeah, like it was just so normal for all my students. Just like rock up the next lesson. So I typed your name into Google and like, yeah, so you know that video with that, I'm like, hang on. Like, do you mind? But like it was cool. Most of them were just, kids in year 3 or year 4, so it was pretty harmless. Yeah.
Do you get a knock on the door?
Yeah.
Can we talk about another one of my favorite things? People who are incorrect in YouTube comments. Like, is that the lick I heard? It's like, nah, it's not. It's not at all. Is that inspired by this person I'm listening to, right? It's not. I don't even know who that is. Like, I want to give a shout out to YouTube comments that are so blatantly wrong that I want to reply to, but I don't because I want you to stay subscribed to the channel. I just want to give a special shout out to those people.
Can we also give a special shout out to the best comment?
The
like one
first
of the
comment?
early comments.
Yeah. Gamra, delivery, please.
We talk about the furniture. Is this about furniture?
Oh, that's also a banger.
Oh, okay, no, I know what
That's
you're talking
your
about.
cover photo.
Yeah, YouTube comments are wild, man. And one of the first examples we had of that was, I think it might have been athletic theme. It was something really early. Some guy just posted like, "This makes me forget all my problems, including the fact that I'm French." I'm like, damn, man. I'm sorry.
It's so good. That's so good. That and the furniture one is like by far my 2 favorite comments.
It was like whatever video it was. I don't remember where that one was from, but it was like
it was a video at your house. I don't remember which one.
It was definitely at my house. But we were really proud of that video. And this comment just goes, "Man, that rug really ties that room together." All right,
man. The comments don't miss a thing. Another one of my favorite ones is like when everyone was barefoot. Someone made a comment about our feet. I was wearing shoes, thank God, but everyone else is like barefoot. The comment section don't miss anything, man.
There was a period of time I'm like, "All right, everyone, put your shoes on. Put shoes on," and then we stopped caring about that.
Comment.
Yeah,
it's so good, so good.
I think my favorite is "Hello, I am Brazil."
that guy was on a mission to let us know that he was Brazilian. It was Facebook, it was like Twitter, it was the YouTube video. "Hello, I am Brazilian," blank.
Yeah.
Like not even greetings from Brazil. Like we get a lot of greetings from blank, which is always very nice. And like they actually, I like those comments. It's like, "Hello, I'm Brazil. Hello, I'm Brazilian," and
okay.
and I can't hear the bass solo because I'm listening through tin can headphones. And my headphones, I'm in laptop speakers.
Oh my gosh, those are also bangers too.
Those days.
What
are
do
you guys
mean,
afraid
it still happens? It still happens. People don't. They just pick up their MacBook Air, put it to their ear, and just start like jamming out as they walk to their university class or whatever the hell these people do.
Oh man, I just love the comments where it's like, "Are you afraid of the bass overpowering all the other instruments?"
Yeah.
Like, turn the bass up. It's like, come on, man, put some headphones on. Oh god.
All right, I got one more topic. Have you guys ever been recognized in public as a consoles person, and where did it happen?
I think I've been cited 5 or 6 times, but I'll let you guys go first.
I haven't for consoles actually.
Mm,
I
neither.
think it's been mainly Tim.
Really? No, legit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have one. I have one story, but
You can go first, Gams.
it was the
I
week
th-
I moved to Japan.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
week
yeah.
I moved to Japan, I show up to a Street Fighter tournament. So I was there 2 days. One day with my console shirt, one day without my. That's two. One day without my console shirt. The day I showed up without my console shirt, this guy comes up to me and he goes, "You're from the consoles. You just moved to Japan. How are you finding Tokyo? I heard you just moved last week." I'm like, this is. I don't get recognized at my own gigs. I'll go to consoles gigs and they're like, "So do you know the band?" And now I'm in Japan and you know everything about me. That was like the one and only time it happened, and it was literally when I moved to Japan. It was another foreigner who just happened to be around. He's like, "Hey, I know you." I'm like, cool.
Yeah,
But Tim, I
right.
bet you have some good
Nice.
ones. People Googling your name. Where does
Actually,
Tim eat
the
lunch?
the best one was the first time I got recognized. So this was 2015, so the second year of the consoles. I just started studying at a university. I'm not going to plug the name of it. And I was doing my first year of my first year of masters. Anyway, it's lunchtime. I'm walking between class, and anyway, I'm walking past, and I see this guy on his iPad. He's watching a video. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm like, wait, what? Is that me in the video? Anyway, this guy's watching a YouTube video of the consoles, and I'm pretty sure it was.
Ken's theme.
No, it wasn't Ken's thing. I'm not in that one. It was, I'm pretty sure. Oh fuck, I can't remember which one it was, but I was wearing basically the exact same clothes in that video, and then I'm like, holy shit, that's us. And then the guy just so happens to turn around, sees me, then does a double take, looks at the video, looks back, and goes, "Is that you?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, I'm a sax player in that video." It's like, holy shit, dude! Like, what the fuck?
Then he smashed the
You
iPad
gotta-
on the desk and ran to a church.
Yeah, but that was like mind blowing, absolutely mind blowing. Yeah, because I was wearing a console shirt that day too. I can't remember which one it was, but yeah, the guy was just like, he totally flipped out, and then we started talking, added me on Facebook, and I took a photo with him and all that kind of jazz, sent it to the band, and we're like, wow, semi-famous. The other times I've been cited though are not as exciting as that one, but as people may or may not know, I rock climb, and for whatever reason, I have been recognized as a consoles member when I'm rock climbing. So completely out of context, not wearing a console shirt. I'll be minding my own business, climbing, training, whatever. And then someone will just come up to me and go, "Hey, are you that guy from the consoles?" I'm like, I don't know how the fuck you recognize me, but yes, that is me. I am the saxophone player. It's like, oh shit, I thought it was you, but I wasn't sure. I wasn't going to come up and say hi, but yeah, I did. And like, wow, it's so nice to meet you.
Can you sign my boulder?
Like-
Sign my rock.
Oh man, yeah.
Oh.
So that's happened a few times.
Speaking of Facebook, oh mate, like, okay, so I was saying before about how sometimes I don't even get I've literally had people ask me on consoles gigs, "Do you know the band?" But for some reason, there's this one guy, and shout out to this guy, he was always lovely, but this one guy who played bass and kind of sort of not really looked like me. He found me on Facebook. He goes, "Dude, we're the same person. We have to be friends." And he sent me a side on like a headshot of himself. And this was right before I was walking into a really major exam at uni. I looked down at my phone and it's like, "Dude, we have to be friends." And a photo like this. Like, why do these people go? Why do they always come to me? Where are the ladies? Why don't the ladies want the bass player? Why is it only the people who want to like the people who I look the same as me want to be my friend? Is that because that's the best we can get? Apparently so. Anyway, shout out to that guy, but I'm not adding you on Facebook ever.
Gam, you have some stories of not consoles, like people trying to use. There's been cases where people have wanted to use our music for other things, as particularly in university. Some of them involve you, like when you're at the con and stuff.
Which
There's
one?
one. There's.
I'm like the story that's coming to mind, and this isn't to do with me, but didn't someone student like plagiarize a Consouls tune and get in a lot of trouble?
Yes, and that was a HSC student.
Oh,
So for you Americans,
crap.
that would be a senior, so a high school senior, for their like final performance, tried to pull off a Consouls tune as their original arrangement.
Look, if you
And
read the Patreon
Julie-
tiers, nothing in there says anything about a band 6, all right? Like, you got to earn that one yourself. We can't give that to you.
Oh god! But actually, Julian has the full story because it was one of your mates, and it was so coincidental that they got caught out.
Oh man. Okay, so I have a friend of ours. Actually, no, he's met everyone here. Joseph. We used to play Monster Hunter with him. He was working as a student teacher at.
He was a
Huh?
Sorry, I was going to say he was a beast at Monster Hunter. But
Oh
anyway,
man, he played he played the shit out of that. And he was a student teacher. I think he was teaching like science or religion or something like that. And but he was good friends with the music staff, and also he was a guitarist himself. So occasionally he'd hang out and stuff, and the music stuff like, "Oh, Joseph, you should come in and listen to these tunes. We're marking some HSC compositions, blah 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 blah." Oh yeah, sure, that should be cool. And then they listen to this. He's, hey, this one you might like because it's like apparently it's a video game arrangement. Oh, cool. And he listened to it, and is like, what? Hold on, this sounds a little familiar. Like, so the song was Pokemon Trainer Battle, right? And he was listening to it. Is like, this sounds really really familiar, and he found he found our version of it and listened to it side by side. It was practically the same thing, drums, but instead of saxophone, they had a violin. Now, the funny part about this, I'm pretty sure Dean was recording on this. The funny part about this, it was a 4-piece, right? And the lineup was 2 Asian guys, like a piano player and the violin player, and then 2 white guys, like the bass player and the drummer. So it was almost like a mirror replica of like they even tried to copy the aesthetic. And so Joseph was like, no, this is, oh man, they like the teachers were like stunned. But since Joseph was the one that called him out, he was the one to give the good news of the Lord onto these poor Year 12 saints. And he called them up into the room and was like, boys, sit down. I thought you'd want to hear from. I'm just calling you up here for your latest submission for your composition. And like they were so smug. They're like, oh yeah, oh, like our Pokemon arrangement. Yeah. So like I heard we got like good marks for it. We're probably like HSC, whatever, encore, whatever it is. and then Joseph's like, yeah. So have you heard of the Consouls? And then they went like mad silent. They were completely silent. Okay. So the Consouls are a video game jazz band in Sydney. Does that ring a bell? Completely silent. So okay. So here, let me show you guys something. And then he played our version of the trainer battle, and they're listening to it completely silent. So this sounds a little familiar to your arrangement, does it not? Completely silent. They were completely silent. Then they played their track side by side to our track, and it's like, I feel like there's enough evidence here to show that this arrangement has been plagiarized. What do you think? And like, man, these kids like hearts, they're just broke. They were just like heads down. They're just like looking down. Didn't say anything. It's like, do you agree this is plagiarism? And they had a slow nod like this. Unfortunately, okay, that's a shame because he's such a bright, energetic dude. It's like, oh, that's a shame. Unfortunately, the best we can do in this situation is award you guys a 0. for your HSC, and HSC is such a big deal. It's like your, final year of high school.
Yeah.
To submit it, and it was like not a small way. It's probably like 15 or 20% of your mark or something. And he sent the guys out to continue the rest of their lunch, and that was it. And no, okay, the best part is I'm pretty sure they had a name for their group. I can't
Yes.
remember what the name was. Do you remember the name?
Triforce.
It was something.
It was the Triforce. It was the Triforce things. It's like power, courage, wisdom, or something like that.
Yeah, power, courage, wisdom. And then, like, at the time, like Joseph called me on the phone. It's like how funny this whole story was, and then obviously I told the rest of the band here. And like, oh man, I feel this is the time to get into originals. Let's start our like first single, power, wisdom, and courage. But
Wow. Forgot
Wild.
about that.
Kids are
Wild.
wild.
Yeah. On a similar but less plagiarizing note, didn't we get presented on in a university like assignment? I'm pretty sure Harry told us that. Yeah, far out, man. Wild times, wild times. I don't even know what the context of the assignment was. But it was some uni student at New South Wales. Well, yeah, I'll just be broad like that. And then they used us as an example for something music related. It must have been about arranging, I'm assuming. But yeah, famous.
The story, Gamra, I want to know if you remember it. It was about your lecturer who, like, there's a student that wanted to cover a song from the Consouls, but the story was like, you're not allowed to use something from something local or whatever. And he showed you, oh yeah, there's this arrangement from this like YouTube cover band. It was Dreamer Dreamer from
right.
Streets of Rage. And the lecturer looked at it. He was listening to it, and then it showed a photo, it showed a video of you. He pauses, like, nah, can't use that. I booked him for a gig last week.
That's true. That guy's actually a
forgot about
YouTuber.
that story.
That lecturer, I'm not going to name names, but he's another VGM artist. I'm pretty sure the band knows who it is.
Yeah,
But
Yeah,
there is a member of the VGM community who is my lecturer. There you go, small world. I'm sure he wouldn't mind.
Forgot who it was.
If you knew who it was, like I'm sure he wouldn't mind. But I haven't spoken to him, so I'm not going to name names. But yeah, he booked me for a gig. Like it was some like Aussie icon down. I don't. It was some really fair income Aussie thing. I don't know, man. I don't listen to music.
Was it that show? Was that Are you talking about the show you got booked for with when a certain famous person rocked up? And they were meant to collab at the show, and then they just went, "Yeah, nah, I'm good," and then walked away.
No, that was. So I did a John Farnham farewell tour. That was a different. That was wild. Music is wild. Like what a wild everything. But no, this was like I booked him. He booked me for a gig. I got him on the front page of a Nintendo website. So then he palmed off some of his students onto me. I'm like, this is probably fine, right? There's no conflict of interest anywhere here.
Probably not.
Excuse me. But yeah, we could go on and on forever, but I feel like it's probably a good time to plug for those of you watching live for the first time that this is normally a Patreon exclusive show that you can submit segments to at the $5 tier or the silver tier, or you can watch live at the $10 tier, or get it later on YouTube for everyone else. So to end it, I'd maybe like to take a couple questions from the podcast submissions. So I might just pull one here. What was the first Consouls gig like? I think this is a good one.
It was played. We don't count Supernova.
Let's use the very, very, like, so even before, actually, I don't know the first one Mark was at, but the first time I met everyone was at that med ball where everyone was there, Susie was there, but Mark wasn't there. But I don't know the first gig that we were all there, if whichever one we want to talk about, but I distinctly remember that gig for sure.
Which medball gig? Was I there?
You were.
Yeah, you were there. Me and Susie were running super late. Joy to the World, 350 BPM.
If you want to get an idea of like how tempos sort of mismatch, go watch the first 15 seconds of Rashid, and that's my life playing with Dean. It's like 1, 2, 1, go, and then That's it. See you later.
It was the Christmas one, Tim. The Joy to the World.
Yeah. I remember that tune, but I don't remember it being the med ball. It was another gig. That
Oh, it
tune
wasn't a
came up.
med ball. I think it was a Christmas gig.
It was a
of
Christmas
some-
thing for doctors in the hills somewhere. I think Anthony booked us for it. We did like 2 standard sets and then 1 set to Christmas stuff. And the Christmas set got really wild. Like, because we hadn't rehearsed any of it. Because we'd all met at Anthony's house. That was the first time I met all of you except Mark. Because Julian was like, we need a bass player. I came and sat in. That was the gig that eventually led to this band being formed. But I don't think we actually rehearsed any Christmas stuff. So then when we did that set on the gig, because I think it was like hey, you guys are poor idiots and you can play for free, right? Like, you can do a 3rd set. We're already paying you not enough money. Like, you can do it, right? So we're like, yeah, okay. We found some like PDF Christmas book online and then just started counting tunes in very quickly. I think that's how that went down.
I think it was like, yeah, the melody will sound pretty good at this pace, and then not thinking about the changes or yeah, rough for you, rough for you.
There was a whole bunch of like Dean screwing me over on that gig. Like, we did Summertime and Dean's like, you don't want to be mad if I just stopped playing and didn't tell anyone. And so he did. And then everyone else was like, yeah, I should stop playing too. And then it was just bass and vocals for like a head and a half. Good call, Dean. We should all stop playing, but not tell anyone about it. That was fun. That was a good gig. But that's the gig that ended up, I'm pretty sure ended up to like this becoming what it was.
Yeah, I think so. Or at least like the idea had been kind of born before that gig, but then that gig kind of like brought us all together to play. I think.
Then there was the jam session at the church that Mark hosted, I think. That's where I met Mark. That was where I met Mark, for sure.
Not at the old
Was
church.
that the night at the old
Night
church?
at the old church, that's right.
That was my old thing, eh? Yeah, right.
Yeah, that was,
Ah,
yeah, I
yeah,
think
that's right.
Probably where we met each other. I was trying to remember where it was, but yeah.
That was early days night at the old church. That
Would
was
have been
when
2013.
it was. Yeah, that would have been me, Anthony, Mark, Julian hosting. Because that would have been
Back when.
that would have been hectic, wild times back then.
Jam Street.
Oh, Jam Street.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. That
You guys
Facebook
still
page
get
is still there.
Yeah, do you still get the Facebook notifications? Like,
I
James
do.
Street has 3 new views this week. I'm like, who
Yeah.
could possibly
I
be
get 'em-
looking
I
at
get 'em.
this?
I get them all
and
the
we
time.
were. I remember. Do you know how that name came about? Do you remember?
Julian, Anthony, Mark, saxophone, Tim.
Correct.
No.
I remember.
No. Why? No. I was so much happier before I knew that. That's terrible.
I thought it was Sexy Tim. Was it not Sexy Tim?
No, it was
Canonically,
never.
I'm pretty
Sexy
sure
Tim.
it was Sexy Tim. I
I-
distinctly remember that.
I'm pretty sure it was saxophone, Tim.
No, it was. I've
pretty
never
sure.
heard saxophone Tim in my life. That's a
I was
lie.
gonna say saxophone Tim.
Sexy Tim.
Oh,
It'll always be
God.
Sexy Tim.
But yeah.
Oh, God, Jam Street just won't die.
What was the actual question? Sorry.
Like, what was the first Consouls gig like? There you go.
So,
Wow.
all right. We did kind of pre-consoles. Do we want to actually talk about the first consoles gig?
Was that Vanguard?
No. Oh, was it? No, or was it Play? No, I don't know.
Playbar was
I
later.
feel like-
Playbar was much later. Maybe.
Did we? No, hold on. We did a Supernova gig, right?
That's different.
Was that?
Yeah,
I know, but I'm trying to think because all right. Sorry, I don't know. A certain fan who should not be named. So they heard us at Playbar and then came Supernova, but I don't remember if we had EPs already.
No.
at that
But
point.
that was year 2 Supernova. We did year 1
Supernova
before.
was actually the first gig. Julian's right. Because we came up with a name in anticipation for Supernova. We knew we wanted to do the band. We'd already got Supernova. We wanted to apply for Supernova, so we threw a band name together so that we could apply. And then we did Supernova before we did, because we had nothing to sell the first year.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we did Supernova 1, like the first Supernova we did. Then we recorded the EP, and then we did gigs after that. So technically, if we're not including cons, then our EP launch would have been the first gig as the Consouls, right?
Supernova was pretty funny though. We
Yeah.
pissed off a lot of people that weekend. They didn't know what to do with us. They're like, "We like you. Let's just put you in the entrance because lots of people will be there." And every exhibitor around us complained. We turned the volume down.
Yeah.
Every exhibitor around us complained. Turn the volume down. Every exhibitor around us complained. We're like, we're just gonna keep going. Like,
That
too
was the
bad,
first
bro.
aid year. We were like right in front of first aid, and they're like, "Oh, we can't hear any."
We can't hear if they're dead or not.
They probably are by now.
You guys suck. I remember that gig. That was when we met Cusco. That was so cycling came out of that gig. This guy
Oh,
came
yeah,
dressed as
me too.
Cusco and he like stopped us playing and was like, "I demand you play this tune." So we're like, "All right, go away." And then 5 minutes later we had it arranged. And then that's how
That's
cycling
right.
came about because of a guy in a Cusco costume.
And then I think then the following year, he pulled off the best cosplay ever. He was Aladdin on a magic on a magic carpet. The magic carpet was just like a makeshift. It was a rug on a skateboard.
He
That's
pissed
right.
off so many people because he was pushing himself along the grounds of the exhibition and was like the slowest dude there, and no one could get around him. But
I really
he
like
just
that
owned
guy.
it.
I really like that guy.
Yeah,
Oh,
what a
dude.
dude.
There was also the Maleficent when you guys were like, you know what, cons are a really good time to try bass solos out and really get you up and running on that. And then she's like, "Oh, good darlings, you've stopped playing. I want to sing a song with you." It's like, all right, thanks, mate.
That's,
No worries.
was that year one? Year one of Supernova?
That might have been year 2. I feel like that was the year that we were opposite. Instead of first aid, like the movie theater, which is arguably
Oh,
worse,
right.
we were like
Yeah.
blaring right into like an open movie theater. Bro, that is not. Those
That's
poor
right.
people.
They had the anime people in, and then they had this open cinema just playing anime shows all day, and we were playing music all day into that. Oh man,
Do you guys
our
want to plug the
original
con you're at? Or you guys are at a con pretty soon. You want to plug that?
Oh yeah, we could plug that. Hey,
Mm.
we're at Smash, which stands for. I always forget what it stands
Julian and Mark, Saturdays Tim.
Sexy Tim.
for. Yeah, no, we're at
Manga anime show horses.
Yeah, so for those of you in Sydney, it's a anime convention, I assume. Yeah, which is in a different location to what I'm used to, towards the city. It's usually closer to my home, but not this year. But should be good. It's July, yeah? July
14.
Mm,
13, 14.
Yes, that's the one. That's the moneymaker. So yeah, if you're in town, visit us. We have a 45-minute set. Do we have a time? We don't have a time, do we?
Yeah, we do. Hang on.
We do.
I think we do. I feel like we do.
I just
There's
feel like
also
we've got a lot of
katakana
time.
shirts, which is Japanese for katakana, and you can get our logo in katakana. If you'd like some previously exclusive Japanese exclusive merch, hang on, Smash. You guys are playing at. Okay, there's no time, but
1 to 1:30.
okay, there's time. There you go.
Yeah, yeah. I guess we'll have katakana shirts in more than Japanese sizes.
Oh God, what a decision we made to show up with one medium shirt and 12 smalls or whatever it was. That's so good.
Yeah, because I think we brought 10. Yeah, I think it was like 3 extra small, 3 mediums, and then 4 smalls, and then the mediums are taken by the band members, leaving 1 left for a normal person.
And then I took it and sold it to a friend.
Nice.
Sorry. Anyway, look, we're over an hour, but look, this is a monthly show. Like I said, you can get it in on Patreon at various tiers. Silver if you want to submit stuff, gold if you want to watch live, or it's live for everyone later on. We're still working on audio services because we're trying to get some art sorted. So as always, tweet at the Consouls band or get in touch if you're an artist and you'd like to help out. We are always looking for more artists, so that would be much appreciated. 5 years. Hopefully there'll be some more. Who knows? Probably. There are at least some videos coming out because I have to schedule them. So there's that. And yeah, I don't know. Chat, you got any final questions? Anyone else got any closing thoughts before we send this one home?
No closing thoughts. But yeah, if you want to keep us alive, you know how to support us. And if not, go to patreon.com/the Consouls band. Click that subscribe button on YouTube.
We're literally
And
dying
probably-
for you.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, super sick.
Yeah, I apologize. I apologize for my voice. If this was any other podcast, I would have sat this one out. But this is an important
When are we
one.
playing in Melbourne next?
It's a good question. Not sure at this point in time.
I have
I
an
would like to
original.
do-
Oh, sorry. Go.
No, you go. You go.
Scarmez, I have an original gig on the 11th of July in Melbourne. Jono will be there as well. I don't know. We keep talking about gig. We haven't done many gigs this year at all. Yeah, back here. It's been hard around Sydney. It's like hard finding places that would, yeah, just play. Like many of our favorite places don't exist anymore, or we're trying to find the right place to play.
Yeah.
Probably
I
at the end
mean,
of the year. I feel like that's not a bad target, but I guess we'll see what happens. Recording is definitely priority because it's like the vast majority of people not in Australia. But Melbourne is always a good time. Like I would never say no to Melbourne.
I love the Paris Cat, man. I'd love to be back there. That place is the shiz. And thanks, Nira, for the support.
Yeah. All right. Well, if no one's got anything, we might bring this one home. Oh, well, what content are you delivering next? All right, we'll tease a little bit. So, you're going to get the rest of SMJ2. That's happening. The album's probably going to drop in August. I have the art is almost done, so we might August is probably likely for that one. Otherwise, we're working on a crap ton of collabs. A lot of some non-traditional VGM stuff, which we've teased before, that I need to get off my ass and record, which will happen this week. So a bunch of collabs in addition to the usual stuff is probably the road forward for the time being. But yeah.
And then the reintroduction of Old Mate. Or should I not announce that?
I mean, Old Mate.
Yep. I don't know. Has anyone spoken to him? Are we cool to clear that? I feel like we might have mentioned it already.
But he's already recorded some stuff already.
Jono's
yeah.
back. There you go.
Yeah. Jono. Old Mate Jono.
Do we have anything concrete? I know, Tim, you were talking about something before. Is that third iteration of the thing done in the books?
So at the moment with that, we've just fielded tunes. And then since I don't really have time to arrange, he's going to arrange stuff and then we'll make shiz happen.
There you go. There's your tease. A third iteration of something Consouls is coming. Maybe. Please forget about it until it's actually done. But there you go. So that's what's happening to celebrate the 5 years. It's just more content. You got your supporters allowed us to do offload a lot of the BS stuff to people who know what they're doing, like the video and stuff, which means that we can do other stuff on top of that, which means more music. That's how this works.
So basically, a third TED Talk.
Yeah, third TED Talk. If you didn't catch the second one, woof, mate. There were some choice words about Fire Emblem in that one. It was so weird.
Oh, goodness.
If Lucina could hold a downbeat, I don't know. What are people doing Fire Emblem? They're just all underaged and we want to have your babies or something. I don't know. That game is, I don't know. Well, thank you all for watching. Thank you for 5 years. We'll be back next month with another episode on Patreon Live, and then for everyone else, But otherwise, switch.tv/consolesbound, youtube.com/theconsolebound. You know where to get everything. Thanks for 5 years. See you on the internet.
Catch ya.